Welcome to an IELTS video. In this video we're going to talk about how to get an IELTS 9, or the first step to getting an IELTS 9 for task achievement in the IELTS criteria. So there are 4 parts to the criteria. Task achievement is how you answered the question, and it's worth 25%. We're going to look at an essay exam statement, which is a discuss both sides one. Before we look at an exam task, let's talk about the criteria for task achievement, what it says to get a 9. The main point is that the answer fully addresses all aspects of the task. What does this mean? It means that your answer, you talk about everything that's in the task, and you don't talk about things that are not in the task. In this video we're going to focus on finding the things in the task. So we won't look at a full essay or how to support arguments or plan arguments. We're going to look at the first step, and this really is probably the most important step of finding the specific things in the task, because even if you have wonderful ideas and you support them very well, if it's not about what's in the task, then your task achievement, how you answer the mark, goes down. So how can we find these things in the task? From my experience, it's best to look for key actors in the task and then find information about those actors. Okay, so how can we find the things in the task for discuss both sides? The first step, we need to divide the task into the 2 sides. That's the first step. So let's do that now. Here's the task. Perhaps press pause and read it now. Okay, now I'm going to take out the things that are not that important. Some people argue that it is more important. Okay, so it is more important, that's the first one. And the second one is others disagree and think that it is more important to earn a lot of money. And then we've got discuss both. Okay, there we go. So we've divided the 2 sides. Now let's have, maybe I can put a number in front of them. Side 1 and side 2. Okay, now we have to look at the key actors. It is more important to have an enjoyable job. Well, we don't have. It's more important for dogs. Yeah, so it's not dogs, is it? It's people. For people to have. So the key actor, it's not there. It's not written, but it's people. So let's go. It's more important for people to have. And the same thing here we can add for people to earn. Okay, so this is good. We've got the same key actor, and it's people. It's not young people, it's not teenagers, it's people. It's more important for people and not society. Okay, the next thing is the information about those actors. So, basically it's what are they doing, these people. And we look for verbs there. So people have, that's the verb, and here people earn, that's the verb. And then what do they have? Oh, here's a second verb, and here's to earn, so that's good, we've got a second one, to earn. And then what do they have? They have a job. So we chuck it there. And what do they have there? They have money. Okay, so people have an enjoyable job. People earn a lot of money. People earn a lot of money. And then this. Okay, that's interesting. That's not people, is it? That's a different one. This leads to a better life. Okay, bang. Whoa. Okay, and then this one leads. There we go. Oh, sorry, the background color there. That one there. Okay, so this, change that. Okay, this leads to a better life. Okay. Oops, forgot here. A lot of money. Oops. Better color there. One more go getting the right one there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we've got there the main things. People have enjoyable job, they earn money, people earn money, and earning money leads to a better life. Always pay attention to adjectives, they're very important. So I'll put that in pink. Enjoyable job. So it doesn't say a good job, they're 2 different, already they're 2 different parts. Good job and enjoyable job are different. Yep. So when you talk, you have to talk about enjoyable jobs. What's an example of an enjoyable job? Okay, next one, and this is a big one. Look at that. An adverb. Earn a lot of money. Or is it an adjective? Anyway, I call it a describer. A lot of money. Yeah, so it's not good money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. The next one here, we've got important, and we've got important. Yeah, so important is different from, it's more, let's say, beneficial. That makes it different, but here we've got important. Okay. Then we've got to look for keywords. We've got comparatives and reasons. So here, I mean, ding, 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 you've got a comparative. So you have to compare. And you have to compare that one there. And this one's got that and a lot of money. And then this one here is because. Okay, so we can see here that the two sides are they're not exactly the opposite of each other. They're a little bit different. Where is the key difference? Now, this one's about no, don't earn a lot of money. You know, have an enjoyable job. This one's about no, earn a lot of money. But the difference is this one here, because. I mean, I'll make that a bigger word. It's interesting, isn't it? Oops. It's interesting that this one has a reason, but this one doesn't have a reason. Okay, that's why these keywords are so important. So when you talk about point number one, you can give your own reasons. But in point number two, you actually have to give reasons connected to this leads to a better life. Okay, so how would that look like if we were writing the topic sentence? So, however, other people believe people should focus more on money. I'll put making a lot of money because this makes so the first reason is that it makes their life better. Okay, so it's interesting, isn't it? You're actually giving two reasons for the reason, because this leads to a better life. Whereas this one, you're giving two reasons not for a reason, but for an opinion. So that one there, for the first one, some people think that enjoying your job, yeah, is more important. I'm not going to worry so much about paraphrasing now, and making a lot of money. Two main reasons. Okay, so this is it. This is what you need to do. You need to ascertain what's in there and discuss it. So have I got all the things? You know, earn a lot of money. Yeah, I've got the idea of a lot of money. Enjoyment, I've got the idea of enjoyment. Yeah, this one here makes life better. I can't talk about enjoying life more because this second statement, it doesn't talk about enjoying life more. Okay, so statement number one, my topic sentence for number one matches all the information in there. We've got more important, people have an enjoyable job and earn a lot of money. I've got all that information in the topic sentence. And I've got all the information in the topic sentence of the second one. So we can see there that the second one is not the exact opposite. A lot of candidates would answer that question, and they would kind of, especially when they talk about the second side, they would forget about the fact that the second side already has a reason. Okay, now what we're going to do is let's look at another exam task that's similar, but where the second opinion is even more different. Okay, so here's the second exam task. Discuss both sides. Quite similar to the first, but definitely different. Definitely different. So we're going to do the same thing. Again, press pause now and read the exam task. Okay, same thing. I'm going to get rid of that. It is more important. Others. Good salary leads to a better life. Okay, so there we have our two sides. And the first thing you can notice is that the second one's very short. It's like very short. So it's obviously got different words in it. It's got less words. What doesn't it have? The first one's quite similar. So I'll actually just copy and paste what we analysed from the previous one. In fact, it's exactly the same. Okay, then so the first one's exactly the same as the one we just looked at. However, the second one's quite different. What are the differences? First of all, the actor, it's not about people, it's about a salary. And this is why it's so good to look at what the key actor is. Maybe I should have put that in blue as well. It's so important to look at what the key actor is because it provides the focus. Okay? Here, the good news for candidates here is that, you know, if you do say like people who make a lot of money, that's in this context it's the same as saying making a lot of money or having a good salary. So in this regard, it's actually still about people. But always be careful. Like keep that focus similar to what's in that opinion, and it's a lot safer. Okay, so what are the differences? First of all, the first one is it's comparison. We talked about that, like comparing. It's more important for people to have an enjoyable job than to earn a lot of money. So it was comparing have an enjoyable job is more important than earning a lot of money. This second one, there's no actual comparison. You don't need to compare anything to discuss this side. It says a good salary leads to a better life. Okay? So, you know, what's the action there? A good salary leads to a better, I'll put that in pink perhaps, leads to a better life. What leads to a better life? So, okay, a good salary leads to a better life. So it's certainly connected with the first one, but it's not as obviously connected as the previous one we looked at. Let's have a look at what would be a nice topic sentence, and we'll keep the first one. Okay, some people think enjoying your job is more important than making a lot of money for two main reasons. Okay, and then topic sentence number 2, however, others say that a good salary, so that's what's called cause and result. So perhaps, I mean, you could even put leads, you can even make that a red, I think. You know, that's a key word. It's talking about cause and result. Others say that if you have good salary, you will have a better life. And the good news is that better's there. So I'll put that in a little bit red because it's a comparative. You'll have a better life. Now, what's one of the difficulties? One of the difficulties is that this is not the direct opposite of the first one. You should discuss this. You can't change this one. But you're going to be a stronger candidate if you do make a connection between the two somehow. So if you have a good day, you'll have a better life than someone has a enjoyable but not so well paid job. Okay, so what I've simply done is I've simply added that to there, an enjoyable but not so well paid job. Now, it's not in the exam task. You'll have a better life than someone who has an enjoyable but not so well paid job, and also someone who has a boring and not so well paid job, and also someone who has a dangerous and not so well job. So this isn't in the question. We can keep adding. But the reason why I didn't have someone who has a boring and not so well paid job is that it's not that logical, and it's pretty obvious. Sure, obviously if it's a bad job and it's not well paid, you won't have as good a life. Difficult. It's difficult. Okay. Okay. So let me get rid of that again. And someone has an enjoyable, not so well job, better life. Bang, I'll get rid of that. Okay, so I've kind of limited it. Why did I limit it? Why did I limit it? Because, well, I mean, it's such a broad topic, like this idea of a better life. It's quite difficult. So that's why I limited it. Is it dangerous? Yes, it is dangerous. I think here it's very logically clear. But if you limit it in some way that the examiner doesn't agree with, you're in a lot of danger there. So if you're not sure, oh, geez, am I supposed to do that? Then don't do it. Just have a better life in general. Yeah. And then what are the 2 reasons? And then I think try and link in your reasons. I mean, you've got enjoyable. So you could say, first of all, they have, and again, you've got comparatives. They have more opportunity to enjoy their free time. So there I've got, I'm relating that back to enjoying their free time. Yeah. And if you have money, you can plus enjoyable examples. The second reason is you will have less stress, less financial stress. People who have to worry about blah 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 can't enjoy themselves as much, which will, outweigh the enjoyment they get from their job. Okay, so you can see that I am talking about you'll have a better life in general, but I've decided to compare that with the ideas in the first one. Okay, so I think that's how actors can help, and the information about those actors. Particularly looking at the adjectives there, that's always a very good idea, because if that's part of like all aspects or all parts of the task. Yeah, here it's talking about a better life and not a more enjoyable life. And that's why I've got it. I've got here you enjoy your free time, but I've also got you have less financial stress. So people have to worry about financial stress, and I've got to talk about life. That's one of the problems. If you look at my second one, I've got better life here. Enjoy your free time, so I can make that better, which is half your life. Life when working, and your whole life when retired. Okay, so there you can see that I've got this idea of life, life, life. Okay, because that's one aspect of the task. What might happen, you'll have more enjoyment. If I change that there, maybe I'll just do a new paragraph. If I were to take this same paragraph, but then take out you'll have a better life. So again, I've got in general, that's good. That links in. A better life in general. I'm going beyond enjoyment and talking about a better life in general. So that's quite good. You'll have a better life. So I'll get rid of that in general, which makes it already a bit worse. To enjoy their free time. And then I'll get rid of that, so it's not about life. If you have money, you can plus enjoyable. The second reason is you will have less financial stress. Financial stress, and will enjoy both your job and free time. People who have to worry about blah 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 cannot enjoy themselves, which will outweigh the enjoyment they get from their job. Okay, so this one here, the second paragraph already, I've missed the idea in the second opinion that's about a better life. Interesting here, in the first one, I don't have to talk about better life. I just have to say why it's more important. So it's more important, yeah? The idea is there is it's more important number one, and it's more important number two. So that's what IELTS does nowadays. They like to make the two sides, not all the time, sometimes they're just the opposite, but they like to make the two sides have slightly different words in them, just so they can test candidates and divide candidates into people who carefully read and think about their answer to that specific question, and people just, money or enjoyment at job, and use the generic example answer. Okay, if you've got any questions about this video, please feel free to leave a message below, and I'll try and answer it. And for more information about the IELTS exam and other exams, please visit 8inenglish.com and lclanguages.com.